The law of credentials. The crucial ingredient in the success of any brand is its claim to authenticity. Customers are suspicious, they tend to disbelieve most product claims. Your brand might last longer, require less maintenance, and be easier to use. But who will accept claims like this? There is one claim, however, that should take precedence over every other claim. It's the one claim that elevates the brand above the competition and makes every other claim much more believable. It's the real thing. It's the claim to authenticity. When Coca-Cola first made this claim, customers instantly responded, yes, they agreed. Coke is the real thing. Everything else is an imitation. Even though the last real thing advertising ran almost 30 years ago, the concept has become closely associated with Coca-Cola. It's the brand's credentials. Even today, the real thing is so closely associated with Coca-Cola that newspaper and magazine reporters will try to work these words into almost every article written about the company. Credentials are the collateral you put up to guarantee the performance of your brand. When you have the right credentials, your prospect is likely to believe almost anything you say about your brand. Leadership is the most direct way to establish the credentials of a brand. Coca-Cola, Hertz, Heinz, Visa, and Kodak all have credentials because they are widely perceived to be the leading brands in the categories. When you don't have the leading brand, your best strategy is to create a new category in which you can claim leadership, which is what Polaroid did when it became the leader in the new category of instant photography. Yet when it tried to tackle Kodak in conventional photographic film, Polaroid failed miserably. Many marketers attribute Polaroid's failure to the fact that the brand could not be stretched from instant to conventional 35mm film. While true, this conclusion doesn't really describe the dynamics involved. The simple fact is that Polaroid has no credentials in conventional 35mm film. Why buy your conventional film from Polaroid when Kodak is the expert in this category? Only if you want instant film will you buy Polaroid. It knows instant photography. A number of years ago, Patrick Sullivan, currently CEO of Sales Logics, arrived in our offices with a software product called Egg. What does Egg do? We asked. Everything, Pat replied. Egg keeps track of your calendar, your responses, your mailing list, and your expense accounts. Egg literally does everything. Not a good direction. We wanted to film the one thing we could use to build a new category. After much discussion, the group decided that the new software could best be described as context software. In other words, software designed for salespeople and others who do contact work. The largest selling contact software became the credentials for the new brand. Everywhere the brand name was used, the credentials were also used. In advertising, publicity, brochures, letterheads, calling cards, even on the product box itself. Today, Egg has 70% of the contact software market and has become the dominant brand in the category. Credentials are particularly important in the publicity process. Reporters and editors are quickly to dismiss advertising claims as puffery, but they readily acknowledge leadership and other aspects related to a brand's credentials. If a reporter is doing a car rental story, who is he or she likely to call first. Harsh, exactly. If a reporter is doing a cola story, he or she will almost always call Coca-Cola. If a reporter is doing a computer software story, he or she will probably call Microsoft. Many companies run branding programs almost devoid of credentials. If you live through a stack of print ads or watch a series of television commercials, you will find an endless parade of almost meaningless benefits. This grid saves money, whitens teeth, easy assemble, bigger, smaller, lighter, faster, cheaper. While many of the benefits may be of intense interest to prospective customers, they each lack credibility, so they are genuinely ignored. That's what they all say. When the benefits, however, are structured around some aspect of brand's credentials, they carry much more weight. If a claims to make you more productive on the road and cut your paperwork in half, then you tend to believe these claims because Egg is the largest selling context software. DataStream did the same thing in maintenance software early on. DataStream found itself with 50% of the market. Granted, the market was small, very, very small. No matter, DataStream promoted itself as the leader in maintenance software. The same leadership team was used in all of DataStream literature. Today, the market has exploded and DataStream still dominates the category. It truly is the leader in maintenance software. Conventional thinking would have it otherwise. The market is small. Nobody cares that we are the leader. They don't even care about maintenance software itself. Otherwise, they would be buying more of these kinds of products. Forget leadership. We have to concentrate all of our efforts on selling the benefits of the category. Never forget leadership. No matter how small the market, don't get deep into simply selling the benefits of the category. There are also the long term benefits of leadership because once you get on top, it's hard to lose your spot. A widely publicized study of 25 leading brands in 25 different product categories in the year 1923 showed that 20 of the same 25 brands are still the leaders in their categories today. In 75 years, only 5 brands lost their leadership. Never assume that people know which brand is the leader. This is especially true in fast growing new categories like contact software and maintenance software. Most new prospects have experience with the category and little knowledge of available brands, so they naturally gravitate to the leading brand. As the category matures, customers become more adventuresome and more willing to try different brands that offer seemingly unique advantages. Leaders often have to write off the most sophisticated customers who will go out of their way not to buy the leading brand. Write them off, you can appeal to everybody. Not all brands can be leaders, although every category offers a wealth of possibilities. Take beer for example, here are some categories for leadership credentials. The leading beer, the leading light beer, the leading imported beer, the leading microbrew, the leading ice beer, the leading high price beer, the leading Mexican beer, the leading German beer, the leading Canadian beer, the leading Japanese beer. For almost all the hundreds of companies we have worked with around the world, we have found some credentials that could be exploited. If not, we created the credentials by inventing a new category. You see credentials at work in everyday life. How many times have you walked away from a new restaurant because it was almost empty? Most people prefer to wait for a table at a restaurant that is crowded rather than eat in an empty one. If this place was really good, goes the thinking there will be a line on the door. That's the power of credentials.